Hello everyone. Okay, I cannot see anyone in this class yet. Is anyone waiting? No. Okay, I'll go ahead and record this class so that you can have an idea of what to do and what not to do. So first thing is, let me tell you that the lesson that I've sent you today is on general trend of technical interview. Now, as you know that we need by the sixth semester, it is time enough to prepare for your interviews. And I have heard complaints about people not really performing properly well or doing things as is necessary in their interviews. So this is just to get you prepared by the end of one semester. You'll be ready for your job interviews. So at the present moment, the interview pattern is changing a bit. Previously, it used to be you were shortlisted, you used to sit in your, MCQ or technical test, and then there was a GD or some group task, and then there was a PI. Um, Nowadays, a little bit of changes are coming up. First thing is that you have a degree, fine, go ahead and apply for companies. Either you apply yourself or the college is shortlisting you. Most companies give out a cutoff marks which many people qualify in, and they sit for the interview. Now then what happens is, the MCQ, after the MCQ test also, lots of people are still there, so they have to cut it down as fast as possible. So as you see, I have given 4 things here. Now these are 4 things that they sometimes do in addition to what they will be doing in the PI. They take a short test where longish answers have to be written. Now they ask you to go ahead and do a presentation, prepare a presentation and present it, or some technical specific technical questions are asked in the interview. Now, when it is a technical interview, you have to go back to your first year. I have been always telling you this. So keep yourself familiar with the first year syllabus. Go ahead and check it out. Or maybe the basic things that you have learned in the second semester, third semester. And I mean, come up. There are certain, sometimes there may be some basic components asked, you are asked to draw something. um, if you don't know what the right answer is, maybe you can just go ahead and tell them honestly that you are not sure about the right answer. That is one way of tackling it. Or what they actually want when they ask you certain things, when they ask you a definition or um, some technique, some specific idea, they are not just asking you the definition, they're asking you not the theory, they're asking you a little bit of details, explanation. Because anyone can, I mean, just even a robot can probably mug out the definition and talk about it. But that is not what they're asking for. They're employing a human being, so a human being should do something which is not done by the robot. The human being can explain the thing properly. So that is something that you have to remember when a technical question is asked. And I mean, you have to listen to a question properly, and then only can you answer them, sorry, then only can you answer them in the best way. Because it is said that sometimes some specific points are there in the question, which if we don't listen very carefully, we will miss. Because probably what they're asking is, they are not asking the explanation of the definition, they're asking for example. So if we don't hear I mean, could you give an example? Could you give an explanation? It will almost come out as a similar thing, because when we are nervous, we tend to listen only to few words. Take your time, cool down, and try to listen to the entire question. Now, that is one thing. Another thing that I would like to tell you here is that you have to, I mean, be ready for certain questions which are technical but a little bit different. Now, how different are they? I have given six questions for you. No, seven questions probably. Yeah. So first question is, what do you know about the industry? Now, you have more or less idea when a company comes down to our campus, or when you go for a job interview, you have applied yourself, you definitely know what industry, what particular company you're applying to, and you have to talk about that industry in details as much as you know. If you don't know, sometimes I have heard um, previous year students complaining that they are not really disclosing what actually the company does, or even going online they are not getting that much of details. So what I always tell you, to fine tune your search, not just searching on the Google. Go ahead and search in the job websites, Naukri.com, Glassdoor. There are so many other job websites. Just go ahead and search it. Glassdoor and certain other job companies have um, forums where employees of the various companies are posting their ideas, their I mean, whatever they feel about the company, their reviews of the company they are giving. So when they are giving reviews, they also write one or two words about what type of job they are doing. So that will give you an idea of the company and the industry the company serves. So you can go ahead, um, read about it, and tell them what you know about the industry. This question is because this what why are they asking you about the industry? Because they want to know whether you have some idea and whether you are aware of what is going on and what you will be doing if you become aware of it. That is one thing. Another thing, that is one question. Second question is, how can you explain a complicated technical concept to a non-technical person? So it is said that when you can explain something, a concept, uh, idea, a lesson to someone else, you have understood it properly, and that is why you're explaining. So that is what they want. So you have gone down to a non-technical person, a person who is maybe interested in technology but is non-techie. So you have to explain the complicated thing to that person, which means have understood it in depth, and that is why you are in a position to explain that. Next is, you have to explain your degree to a 5-year-old in 3 minutes. Now, 5-year-old or 3 minutes is not that important. The important thing is that the degree or the subject. So the degree and subject that you have done is not just a BTech. It is electronics and electrical engineering. So what does electronics and electrical engineering do? You say, tell them about mobile phones in what way? So I have done a degree that I can make uh, computers and mobile phones. No, probably something like that. Not exact, my answer is not exactly the correct one, but a 5-year-old will have even lesser idea of what is going on. So if you explain it by the things that are going on, and when you tell them that I can make mobile phones, they'll, I mean, mobile phones are, you need to read so much to make mobile phones. So I have to tell them that there are complicated things inside, and you make them so that I am just giving a very simple example, but if you have to make it as best as possible for your subject, and you have to do it quickly. And for a 5-year-old, why they are telling you for a 5-year-old? Because after 3 minutes, the 5-year-old will not listen. So you have to do it in less time, in simple words, and yet make tell them what the importance is. how would your degree contribute to the production of Mars bars? Now, production of Mars bars is a, I mean, digestive bar. That is not important. What is important is the production part. So that is the production company that you are talking about, and you have to be very sure about what goes on in a production company. Where does a ECE engineer comes into in a production company? There will be signals, there will be automation. So these are the things which I am sure an ECE engineer does. And so you have to talk about, you have to understand that they are talking about production company and how an ECE engineer is utilized in a production company. You have to go into details about that. They are trying to understand that it was a little bit tricky situation, but you understood the main point, and then you are going into details about it. That is another question. Next question is even more bizarre, even more far away from anything that you study. They are asking you what are the issues of installing underground cables. If you have some idea, go ahead and explain it. They will ask you how did you come to know and stuff like that. If you don't, then what you have to do is you have to make a very intelligent guess that underground cables and so on, so things. So according to me, as a ECE engineer, I see it in this way, and these may be the problems that come up. They may not be the right answer, but you have found out something and you have tried to explain it. You have tried, what you have done is you have tried your best to answer a crisis. That is what they are saying. They have given you a crisis situation, an emergency situation. You have to answer it. But installing underground cables is not your domain. But still, you are trying to answer it because it is an interview. So, how are you doing in such a situation? That is what they want to know. Next is, what is the minimum number of cuts needed to split a cube into 27 smaller cubes? If you can go ahead and answer this with maths and probability and all the stuff, do it. Just go ahead and do it as best as you can. Don't need to give the right answer, but probably process is important. If you cannot, you can make a wild guess and tell them how you did this wild guess. What are the steps you took? The steps and the process is important, not the answer. You may give a wrong answer, but you have done it with the help of these processes. Your process can be wrong. I mean, this is something which often happens in a company. You have a project, you take a certain path, the path is wrong, so you change it and you take a different path. That is what they're asking you. 27 smaller cubes, how would you split it? Just give us an answer. Can you explain this jet engine PWR reactor geology profile? Now look at this. I have I have gone online and I have found out what a PWR is. PWR, or pressurized water reactor, is. The primary coolant is pumped under high pressure to the reactor core, where it is heated by the energy released by the fission of the atoms. If you can see this, well and good. You are very aware of the modern trends that are being used in the industry, and so they'll give you much more marks than your friends. What is a jet engine? Here, this first one is jet engine. So jet engine, what is a jet engine? What type of jet engines are you aware of? Where in cars and whatever places a jet engine is used? And last question was about geological profile. Now, what is a geological profile? What is a profile actually? A profile is not the front face of a person, but the side face. This is the profile. So when you're talking about a profile, which means you are talking about the cross section of the earth or the geological survey that has been given to you. But if you look at the question properly, you'll see that explain this is given. So explain this means this particular jet engine will be given in front of you. Particular PWR reactor will be there in front of you. You'll have a picture of a geological cutout portion. What you have to do is you have to understand this and you have to go ahead and explain whatever you see on the picture. Don't make up anything. if you don't know. If you have a little bit of idea, like I said about the PWR, even add that, that will give you bonus. But if you just go ahead and explain what you see, people will understand that you have understood the instruction given to you, you have gone ahead and completed it. That is what they want. They do not want you to do something very extraordinary, be someone who is very intelligent. If you are, you'll get maximum bonus out of it. But at least if you can understand the question, if you can hear it properly, explain or express, if it is explain this and you have heard it properly, you'll understand that the picture is there, you have to go ahead and explain it, that particular picture. Sometimes even there will be tricky questions like the picture is there, but they want you to not just explain, you have to go into the details, express everything that you know about it. That is a tricky question. If you have no idea about it, uh, best you don't go ahead answering it. If you have an idea, let's say a little bit about it and then explain the picture. So I think I have more or less covered what I had to say. What I'll do tell you here is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions, each of 5 marks. So go ahead and write a paragraph. A paragraph like this is about 200 words. Write a paragraph like this of 200 words in this particular questions, each question 200 words. Write it down. You may type it or write it in your hand and then send it back to me in one single PDF format. Okay, thank you. I'll be ending the meeting here because actually you're not online, so I'll be sharing the recording.